Howdy y'all, ni hao. I am leaving Chengdu. I am going to Kunming.
So this was really exciting for me. I really love trying domestic airlines in different places. So I tried China Eastern, and I have to tell you, this was my first time ever riding in a first class seat in an airplane. So that was super exciting for me. And they brought me this little tray of like snacks because it was at like an in-between time, and it was only an hour flight, but it was such a wonderful experience. And I just looked out the window. We weren't high enough that you couldn't see the ground. And so I got to watch the landscape change, and it just made me think about changing to a different place. Airplanes are such like liminal spaces. They take you from one place to the next. I still had anxiety because I'm afraid of flying, but it was a really enjoyable flight overall. And then I was in Kunming, and I could see the mountains in the background, and I could just feel the atmosphere was different. My friends picked me up, and I could not tell you how excited I was to see them. It was like a dream come true. And I was in their home, and they were welcoming me. Another great set of people welcoming to their home. So I was going to take advantage of that, and I really wanted to see what Kunming had to offer. It seemed like a really interesting place that I honestly knew very little about. And so I thought, this is an adventure, and I was ready to explore. I ended up staying in actually a really nice hotel. I had no idea it was that nice when I reserved it online. And it was super gorgeous. The location by Hu Lake was super exceptional. And as the week progressed, it would become the perfect place for me to relax. It was just an awesome setting, and after the hustle and bustle of Chengdu, I loved it. But then that night we went out. They showed me some of the streets. Look at those flowers. I can see why it's a city of flowers. And they took me to this fun restaurant, which seems unassuming on the outside. They had a neat performance, and it did have this gorgeous peacock flower arrangement. But look at the inside of this. It was absolutely perfect. It was such a cool aesthetic. And of course, I love lanterns. And we got to eat out on the patio area. It was just overlooking this really amazing, lush garden. And it was really hot, but you could even feel like the mist from the garden trailing up just a little bit. I really loved being out there, and it was quiet away from the city. I thought it was just a spectacular location for Hunan Hot Pot. I was really excited to try this because I didn't know what it would be. But there's all kinds of things. They gave you fruits, they had vegetables, and then mushrooms were the core of what we had. And there were some other types of meat. And I just tried a little bit of everything. Look at this dessert even. It was a little mushroom. So they put the mushrooms in there. And I guess you have to cook them for long enough with the little mushroom timer, because otherwise they could have some adverse effects. I tried a little bit of everything. That mulberry was interesting. And then, big reveal, the mushrooms are done. And so we ate dinner, and they came over and sang us a song. We listened to some music. It was absolutely delicious. All of the different types of mushrooms were just stupendous. And here they are working so hard in the kitchen to make that delicious food. And you can see a little display of some of the mushrooms and things that were in there. And then after dinner, we went back outside, just kind of looked around some more. There were some other types of cuisine that I did not try. I'm not much of a bug person, but they probably are delicious. I bet they're crunchy. And we just kind of let the night settle in. I love seeing street vendors, and I love markets and open squares at night. That's one of my absolute favorite things about China, is going to an open square at night with a lot of people or a mall. And the sun just slowly set, and I just kind of got to exist in this new city with my old friends. And so we ended the night, and I just kind of floated away, dreaming of lanterns. I'll keep you updated. 再见，再见。